Have you ever questioned the essence of your existence, or the nature of your faith? Welcome to a journey into the mind of Søren Kierkegaard, the father of existentialism. The story of existentialism finds its roots in the philosophical explorations of this Danish philosopher, theologian, and existentialist. Born in the heart of Copenhagen, Kierkegaard stands as a pivotal figure in the development of existentialist thought and the critique of traditional Western philosophy. His sharp intellect and profound insights questioned the status quo, introducing a new way of understanding our existence in this complex world. Kierkegaard's philosophy was not a mere academic exercise, but a deeply personal inquiry into the human condition. His work delved into the individual's subjective experience, the nature of faith, and the challenges posed by the philosophical and religious systems that dominated his era. Kierkegaard's philosophical inquiries were deeply rooted in the individual's subjective experience, the nature of faith, and the challenges posed by the prevailing philosophical and religious systems of his time. Kierkegaard challenged the abstract and systematic nature of Hegelian idealism in his groundbreaking work, Either or. Diving headfirst into the intellectual currents of the 19th century, Kierkegaard found himself at odds with the prevailing Hegelian philosophy. Hegel's idealism was systematic, abstract, and universal, a grand narrative that sought to explain everything. Yet, Kierkegaard questioned if such grand theories could truly account for the richness and complexity of individual human experiences. In Either or, Kierkegaard boldly critiques Hegel's idealism, asserting that it lacks the capacity to address the concrete, lived experiences of individuals. For him, Hegel's philosophy was like a bird's-eye view of a landscape, impressive in its breadth but lacking the intimate details that can only be appreciated up close. Kierkegaard passionately argued for the importance of the subjective truth, the internal realities that each individual grapples with. He championed the idea that our personal experiences and choices are paramount in understanding our existence. To Kierkegaard, life wasn't a philosophical problem to be solved, but a reality to be lived and experienced. He rejected Hegel's notion that the individual's experience could be subsumed under the grand march of the world spirit. Instead, he emphasized the value of the individual, the personal, the subjective. Kierkegaard saw each person as an individual entity, not just a part of the larger societal machine. Thus, he introduced the concept of subjective truth, a truth that is not universal but personal. It is not something that can be reasoned out, but something that must be lived and experienced. This subjective truth is shaped by our personal choices and experiences. It's not about what is objectively true, but what is true for the individual. In conclusion, Kierkegaard's critique of Hegelian idealism represents a profound shift in philosophical thought. It's a move away from the abstract and systematic towards the concrete and individual. It's a recognition of the importance of personal experience and choice in understanding one's existence. Kierkegaard believed that understanding one's existence hinges on personal experiences and choices rather than abstract philosophical systems. Fear and Trembling took readers on a profound exploration of faith and the relationship between the individual and the divine. In this seminal work, Kierkegaard delves deep into the paradox of faith and ethical dilemmas that arise when individuals encounter divine commands. He uses the biblical story of Abraham and Isaac as a springboard for his exploration. Abraham, a man of faith, was commanded by God to sacrifice his son Isaac. This story presents an intriguing paradox. On one hand, Abraham as a father has a moral obligation to protect his son. On the other hand, as a man of faith, he is bound to obey God. This tension, this conflict between ethical duty and religious obedience, forms the crux of Kierkegaard's philosophical exploration in Fear and Trembling. Kierkegaard examines this paradox, not to resolve it, but to highlight the inherent tension within faith itself. He suggests that faith is not a simple, straightforward path. Rather, it is fraught with complexities and contradictions that challenge the individual at every turn. This is not a flaw in faith, but an essential characteristic of it. Furthermore, Kierkegaard posits that faith is not just about accepting a set of beliefs, but about how one lives in light of these beliefs. It's about the choices one makes, the sacrifices one is willing to make, and the ethical dilemmas one is ready to confront. He suggests that the true test of faith is not in its profession, but in its practice. It's not about what we say we believe, but about what we do in light of those beliefs. And this is where the individual comes into play. It's the individual's actions, choices, and decisions that bring faith to life. Kierkegaard's exploration of faith in Fear and Trembling is a stark reminder that faith is not a passive acceptance of doctrines, but an active engagement with the divine and the ethical complexities it presents. It's about wrestling with the paradoxes, confronting the dilemmas, and making the tough choices. In the face of divine calls, Kierkegaard posited, faith becomes a paradox, an ethical dilemma that challenges our understanding of morality and obedience. And it's in this wrestling, this struggle, that faith becomes truly personal, truly individual. In The Sickness Unto Death, Kierkegaard delved into the existential aspects of human psychology and despair. This profound work is a testament to his keen insight into the human condition and his ability to articulate the complexities of our inner lives. Kierkegaard posits that despair is an inherent part of the human condition, a sickness unto death. This despair arises from a disconnection between the self we are and the self we desire to be. It is a state of being not at peace with oneself, a state of disunity within the self. Now you might wonder, how does one overcome this despair? Kierkegaard suggests it's through selfhood and authenticity. He argues that each individual has a unique, subjective experience of existence, and by embracing this uniqueness and living authentically, one can overcome despair. But what does it mean to live authentically? For Kierkegaard, authenticity is about embracing one's individuality, accepting one's limitations, and taking responsibility for one's existence. It's about making choices that align with our deepest values and desires, rather than being dictated by societal norms or the expectations of others. Yet, this isn't an easy task. To live authentically requires courage and self-awareness. It requires a willingness to confront the discomfort of existential angst and the uncertainty of existence. It involves making choices without the certainty of their outcome and taking responsibility for those choices. Kierkegaard's exploration of despair, selfhood, and authenticity provides a profound understanding of the existential aspects of human psychology. It invites us to reflect on our own lives, to examine our despair, our choices, and our authenticity. It challenges us to embrace our individuality and to live authentically, despite the inherent uncertainties and difficulties of existence. In The Sickness Unto Death, Kierkegaard examined despair as a fundamental human condition, highlighting the importance of selfhood and authenticity in navigating existential challenges. His insights continue to resonate today, reminding us of the complexities of the human condition and the potential for growth and transformation inherent in our existential struggles. One of Kierkegaard's central themes was the idea of the leap of faith, a concept he eloquently encapsulated in his work, Concluding Unscientific Postscript. This was not simply a leap into the unknown, but rather a leap beyond the realm of rational comprehension, into the sphere of the existential. Kierkegaard's leap of faith was not a blind leap. It was a leap that acknowledged the limitations of human understanding, yet dared to believe in the divine. It was a leap that embraced the paradox, the absurdity of faith, and yet found beauty and significance in it. The leap of faith was not just about belief, but about the subjective passion and commitment that come with embracing religious truths. It was a leap of personal commitment, a commitment that transcends mere intellectual assent and ventures into the realm of personal investment and existential risk. In this leap, Kierkegaard saw an opportunity for individuals to confront their own existence, to wrestle with their own doubts and fears, and to make a decisive commitment to their faith. It was a leap that required courage and resolution, a leap that acknowledged the uncertainty of life, yet chose to believe in spite of it. This leap was not a one-time event, but a continual process, a constant journey of faith and doubt, of hope and despair. It was a leap that recognized the fluidity of human existence, the constant ebb and flow of life. Kierkegaard's leap of faith was not about finding answers, but about living the questions, about embracing the mystery, the uncertainty, the paradox. It was a leap that celebrated the complexity of human existence, the intricate dance between faith and doubt, between certainty and uncertainty. For Kierkegaard, the leap of faith was not an escape from reality, but a deeper engagement with it. It was a leap that invited individuals to confront their own existence, to grapple with the paradoxes of faith, and to embrace their own subjective truth. For Kierkegaard, genuine religious faith requires a leap beyond rational comprehension, a leap driven by subjective passion and commitment. It was a leap that celebrated the complexity, the mystery, the beauty, and the paradox of human existence. Kierkegaard's influence extended far beyond philosophy, shaping literature, theology, and psychology. His existentialist ideas, so deeply rooted in the human condition and the individual's subjective experience, laid the groundwork for existentialist thinkers who would follow in his footsteps. Figures like Jean-Paul Sartre and Albert Camus took the baton from Kierkegaard, further exploring the complexities of human existence and the importance of personal choice. While Kierkegaard's works were not widely recognized during his lifetime, the 20th century saw a surge in his posthumous recognition. As existentialist philosophy gained prominence, so too did the appreciation for Kierkegaard's profound contributions. His writings continue to be studied and debated, his name etched in the annals of philosophical thought. Kierkegaard's exploration of the subjective dimensions of human existence remains a significant contribution to philosophical discourse on individuality, faith, and the human condition. His legacy, like the echo of a profound thought, lives on in the minds of those who dare to question, to ponder, and to leap.